Hey guys, it's Complex Intel here, and I'm going to give you my casual perspective on what PSVR really means to a console gamer or a casual PC gamer. Now, PSVR is a version of virtual reality where you put on a headset and you are transported into a different reality or a game. And these games can be games where you interact, most likely, or they can be more of an experience that you have. Now, PSVR was released earlier this week on October 13th, and much like the Oculus Rift, which is a competitor to the PSVR, it uses a camera which senses the motion on your headset. The resolution is lower, but this is to compensate for the hardware that is running on, because the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro aren't as powerful as the specs for their counterparts and PC is. Its resolution, as I said, is 1920 by 1080, but it does still achieve the 90 FPS, which is important for viewing it so you don't get motion sickness, and is kind of the base that all games created for the PSVR has to be. Its pricing, which is just the headset, nothing else, is about $399. This is all on Amazon. And that's probably good per peripheral, but it's an issue because it could change. And since the consoles have been updating more recently, I don't know how long that's going to stay in when a new one comes out. The launch bundle, which most people will have to get because it includes the PlayStation Move controllers and the PlayStation camera, which if you don't already have those, you have to buy the bundle, which is $499 or $500. Both include the headset, their processor unit, and the necessary cables, and the VR World's Game Disc. Now, I haven't been used VR, but I think that's a good bundle to have, although it's quite expensive. And if you get a PlayStation 4 plus the bundle, that's about $800. Which is comparable to the HTC Vive, which just the headset alone is $800. But that uses room scale where you can walk around. And Oculus Rift, which is $600. So if you're looking at all the numbers, the PlayStation 4 plus the bundle is about $800. Most people will get, although most will probably already have the PS4. If you wanted to get the Pro when it comes out in November 10th, I believe, and you want to get the bundle, or if you already have the Core and the Pro is $800. With the bundle, it's $900. Compared to the Oculus Rift, which they're saying you need a PC, which is about $800, that gets you up to $1,400. Which is a ton of money for a lot of people, especially when you get into, or you're trying to get into, the VR space. That's ridiculous. And the HTC Vive, which is $800 alone, plus the $800 PC, which is the recommended specs, gets you up to $1,600. That's, again, ridiculous for someone who just wants to try it out. Now, for me, I probably will be trying out PSVR at a Best Buy near me within the next week or so. So I can't wait to try it. It's something I want to do. And most of us want to get into VR space. It looks awesome. We want to experience it. But one thing with VR is that it needs to create games where you can play again. Most of them are experiences that last a few hours because you can't keep the headset on as long. It's something that we have to get used to. And for me, if I were to go in the VR space and get into it right now, I would probably go the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation VR, which would be amazing, because one thing with consoles is it's basically a plug and play, and compared to the PC where you need to do drivers and whatnot, yeah, it's not that hard, but it's more satisfactory just to be able to plug in a game and get going compared to what the Xbox One and PS4, you just load up your Xbox and you play a game, and that's it. It's all you have to do, and it's a much more laid back and casual experience. Although you can go hardcore in games like Call of Duty and whatnot, but that's another space of gaming anyways. One thing PlayStation has is games can be optimized for the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. And since there's only 2 hardware configurations, which is the PS4 and PS4, it's way easier to develop for it because there's only 2 of them compared to the PC where you have to compensate for all the different hardware settings that people can have. And that will make games run better on the PS VR, and your experience will be more will be better across the board across most games, hopefully, as PlayStation is making the games compared to Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive, which only create the hardware. So, for me, a conclusion for me is VR is something I don't want to get into now because it is the first iteration, basically, and things can be advanced easily within the next year or a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. I can wait. As a teenager in high school, senior, I don't have the money to throw around to get all this stuff. And I think that this stuff, if I buy now, won't last incredibly long until the next one comes out and it becomes either obsolete or really low end. Plus, my PC isn't the greatest. So, what I think, most people, if they want to get into VR, PSVR is the best way to go, as your experience will be exceptional across the whole board, and it's going to be even, and there's not going to be many issues. Your support is going to be great, and hopefully it's going to be long term, a year, 2 years, 3 years, hopefully 4 years. That would be amazing. But this is the peripheral, so I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully, that would be awesome if it could, the next iteration after the PS4 Pro can be used on that, but I don't know. I would assume it could. That would be amazing, as the hardware in the console can get upgraded, but the peripheral can get used across different generations. That would be one of the selling points. Also, that the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift can do, but the PS4 can also do for the casual gamers. So they're not spending $800 in at least the bundle, PS4 and the PSR bundle, for something that was going to last only a year, 2 years. Hopefully that does not happen. So that's my opinion on, from a casual perspective, who hasn't got into the VR space yet, into what the PS4 and the bundled PSVR can do in the gaming space. And thank you for watching. As always, this is Complex Intel, and I'll see you guys later.